Hello, Taurus person. You can thank one of your Taurus brethren for reminding me on Facebook that I promised you guys that I was going to do another reading because the message was so specific in the Taurus February reading. So, God dog it. I always do that. I always forget names. I'll put his name down below. But anyway, Princess India here. I'm going to do a love reading for Taurus. It would cover the portion between the 1st through the 15th, but I think today is like the 5th. So, I mean, if you want to extend it a couple of more days, I mean, that's cool, you know? But my intention is for the 1st through the 15th. But it can apply to the end of February. Heck, who knows? But anyway, y'all are going to be the first ones to... Why do I always do that? Wait. Okay. I'm always afraid that I have this pointing way too low. But anyway, I have a deck that I made. I didn't really make it. I just put a bunch of decks together. Because I don't know. I got the idea, thought it was awesome, so I'm going with it. But it's all cards that are... it's from all of my decks that have love-related cards. So who knows what's going to come out, Taurus? So we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance. I'm going to use this for you guys' overall energy. We're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for Taurians from the 1st or the 5th through the 15th. Anything they need to know, anything of utmost importance in reference to their love lives, please, Spirit. I ask that come to the forefront in this here reading. You know what I'm saying? Anything that Taurians need to know, Spirit. And I thank you in advance. All right. Let's see. First card for, Taurus. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Second card is for their cross watcher. This is a lot of cards. It's a lot of cards. Okay, second card for the cross watcher. I gotta be careful how I grab these before this is like an immaculate disaster. Second card for Taurus's cross watcher, please, Spirit. Seriously? 3 cards fell out. I hope you guys have been fine. You know? New moon was interesting yesterday. 3 cards for Taurus, please, Spirit. I really feel like I should be making conversation. I don't know what to say, Taurus. Hi, how you doing? How you mom and them? All right, let's see what's going on here. So overall energy is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So I'm looking at this more or less in an energetic sense, especially if you're single. And I think that can apply either way. But if you're a single person, I look at your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations more as you changing your vibration. So it's more or less getting into more of a positive mindset because, of course, you attract what you are. So this is kind of like a play on words of telling you to practice the laws of attraction. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less you will draw to you what's most in alignment with you if you're spending your time attuning to things of a more higher, more positive, more fruitful, abundant, life-giving vibration, right? So that would be things such as prayers, affirmations, and visualizations, because it's more or less whatever's happening in your mental space or in your emotional space. That's always like the precursor to whatever is manifesting in our lives, right? So the first card we have for Taurus is the Queen of Cups. It's my therapist card. Then we have the Sun. Interesting. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, listen to me, Taurus. I need you to listen to me, and I need you to listen to me good, okay? Because I'm a Taurus, okay? This is family talking to each other. I'm looking out for you. So here's the deal, right? So we have, all right, Sun card. That's an enlightenment. That's like after going through a whole bunch of stuff that's less than stellar, right? Struggling a little, crying a little, maybe a little dark night of the soul and whatnot or whatever, right? So now it's getting clarity on something. And I feel like the thing that you got clarity on, the epiphany or the revelation that you got, pretty sure it was an epiphany or a revelation, because it's probably going back to our whole little roach thing. You must have found your roach. And then, just like me in the dream, the raid was there and you were like, good day. So I feel like whatever that was, it kind of unlocked whatever it was that you guys were blocking in reference to your emotional and heart space, right? So I feel like now y'all are kind of in the space of sorting through those things or facing the truth about how you really feel. So it could be one of those things where you know how, because I posted something earlier today where I was asking everybody why they're still single, right? And it's like, it's not in reference to that post at all, because I totally stole that from my trainer, by the way. Shout out to Decam Fitness, holla. Okay, anyway. But the way that I'm more or less looking at this is, it's like if you've been single for like an extended period of time, right? And say for, I don't know, the former part of that long time, you were, desiring a partner, wanting to be married, things of the sort. And then you may have tried to date, didn't work out. So then you got to a place where you put that wall up, because what I'm sensing is more or less, it's kind of like, I'm trying to think how to put it. If I want something and I'm constantly disappointed or blocked some way from getting it, it's kind of easier. It's okay. Thank you, Spirit. Jeez, I be struggling sometimes, This is the seed of cynicism, right? People who are cynical, right, who laugh at certain things or poke fun at stuff or tease people who are optimistic and stuff like that, and they always see like the darker side of life, or they see negativity in everything, right? It's like a person who is very cynical, beneath all of that lies a person who was very hurt and disappointed a lot, right? Okay, so a text message just came in. Anyway, so at the root of that lies a person who's wounded, right? Or was wounded or was very disappointed. And like cynicism became their defense mechanism. So that's kind of something, not saying that you guys were cynics or anything, but I'm more or less seeing it from that perspective. It's like being disappointed in love and then putting that block up against the heart and the emotions and saying like, psh, like, I don't want love. I don't want to be about, like, I'm good single. Like, I am good. Okay. My career, and I be saying it all the time. I stole that from Lady Gaga, by the way. My career will never wake up and tell me it don't love me no more. So it's kind of like that. But it's coming to this realization of desiring a partnership, desiring to have a person that's the other. And it's more or less sifting through your emotions. And the whole key is with this, because of course we don't have control over other people and what other people do. So we can desire a partnership, but we can't make anybody be with us, right? But what you would be doing in the meantime is self-nurturing. It's kind of sorting through past relationships and seeing where maybe you had a lack of boundaries, or why is it that I put up with that person? It's like a self-reflective thing. And that's why I always say that's like my therapist card, because the Queen of Cups as a person would be like an INFP, right? I mean, they could be an INFJ too. Shout out to all my INFJs out there. But anyway, but it's a person who's very nurturing, that's a good listener, you know what I mean? And is able to connect with you on like an empathic level and help you sort through those emotions, because she's a master of that arena, right? So it could be some of you now working with someone, or this could be, I don't know, a parent, a mom or something like that, or it could just be you sorting through your emotions. And I feel like that epiphany that you had, and now that you're sorting through your emotions, you're This is exactly why I keep my phone on silent, because all of my ringtones are really annoying, and that's terrible because I picked them. Anyway, but it's you sorting through that emotional space, and either that's the byproduct of you realizing I want to be in a relationship, or whatever epiphany you got that led you into doing this self-reflection or sorting through your emotions, you're now realizing that it's a desire to have a counterpart that's compatible with you, right? Now, the irony of this, where this seems almost too perfect, is almost like an energetic shift happens, right? So when you step into this energy of positivity and, focusing on yourself and nurturing yourself in the way that we may have desired for people to nurture us in the past, then, and freaking offer comes, right? But here's the thing. With it being the Knight of Pentacles, we know that's the slowest knight in the deck. So I feel like this isn't going to be something that's going to come like super duper quick and fast. Like you start working on yourself today and tomorrow here comes your freaking soulmate. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But what I can tell you is that continuing to focus on this will draw in a person, because the thing with the Knight of Pentacles is he's slow as molasses, but he's willing to build something that's going to stand the test of time, he or she, right? Because it's someone who is very resilient and doesn't give up. And I feel like that's more along the lines of something that you guys would be looking for, something that's a little bit more stable and tangible and isn't something that, is going to be in and out really quick, right? Or something that's too overly emotional. Wow, too many cards fell out for the cross watcher, but guess what? I'm here for it. So moving on to your cross watcher. The first card they have is True Love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Next card they have is God Box. Shout out to David Banner. Where are all these shout outs coming from today? Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God Box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. Awesome. Here's another thing, and this is something that I'm going to be implementing going forward. And Taurus, you get the first taste of it because I really like my little a la carte. Yeah, I know I pronounced that wrong. Deck, And the thought that I had is, it's not just fixating so much on cross watchers, but are you serious? Anyway. Anyway. So, not only just fixating so much on cross watchers, but if you're a single person and you really don't give a shit about what's going on in another person's life, I want to start, and it's going to be more geared toward that when I do these again, but the second row is going to be more fixated on like your shadow side. You know what I mean? The stuff of yourself that you may not be seeing that could be potentially blocking you and holding you back and things of the sort, right? But anyway. So next we have Love Yourself First. Man, y'all cross-watcher people, or you, are getting a whole prescription right now, eh? Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And lastly, we have heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly, discuss your feelings for each other. This is very, very interesting. Now, I can see this two different ways, right? Now, this can be my single person. All of that still stands, right? So this is somebody who's single and has been that way for a while, right? Now, if I were to, because I'm feeling the energy of someone from the past, and this is so funny because Spirit was telling me this earlier today, and I was like, where is this relevant? But it's relevant now. So earlier today, Spirit was talking to me about Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. And I was like, sure, let's roll with it. So the whole purpose of this was looking at the fact that Justin Timberlake is, look, everybody might not agree with me, but the man is good looking. Okay, he's talented and he's fine, right? He's a very attractive man, all right? So when we think about this with Justin Timberlake, and that has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm about to say, I just wanted to say that Justin Timberlake is a hot piece of man meat. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, so him and Jessica Biel were together, right? So he was with Britney Spears, and Britney Spears and him seemed like they were the ideal couple and this and that. Britney cheated. Justin made a whole album about it. He dates Cameron Diaz, a whole bunch of other people, and then he starts dating Jessica Biel. They date for a long time. And a lot of people thought they were going to get married, but they ended up breaking up, right? So then it was like a couple of years later, they ended up getting back together, dating again, and then they end up getting married. And, they're still married now, have a kid and stuff like that. Now, I didn't understand why it was the Spirit was like telling me that, because I was like, okay. But this would be the ideal situation here. So this would be a situation, because the issues of why it is that they broke up was like life stuff, because he was at the height of his career. She was at the downturn of hers. It was like insecurities that were provoked because of that. So with him kind of being around doing a lot of different stuff and her not really having a lot of stuff that was going on at the time or whatever, it's like that caused contention in the relationship, a little bit of jealousy, a lot of arguing, and then they decided to break up. But with them spending those years apart from each other, it was realizing while she's dating other people and he's dating other people that they really never connected with another person the way that they had connected with each other, which is why they ultimately got back together, right? So I could say this, for any time a person from the past would be coming back, that to me is the only time ever in America that it's okay to date someone that you dated past tense, right? It's not really so much in the realm of, like abuse or trauma or anything of the sort. It's literally that the circumstances were less than stellar, but it's two people making, coming to this realization of like, you know what? It's really feeling them. And then the time is right when you come back again. So I say all of that to say that's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling here. You know what I mean? So what I'm getting for this cross-watcher person, in the event that, I don't know, you're watching because you're wondering what's going on with the Taurus person, I don't know. But I feel like you kind of came to this realization of the fact of like, I really dig them. And this could also be something with Taurus, that it could be that being the epiphany that you have is like, I really like, if it was like, I don't know, childhood love or something, I don't know. Like, I really dig them, right? And it's feeling like wanting to explore this and see where it is that this goes, right? But I'm also seeing that in a sense, there's personal work that has to be done in that aspect. But I feel like this is a continuation kind of thing. And I said this in Aquarius's reading, what was that? In January, the end of January. And it was like, they were like meeting someone or running into someone that they knew like in high school or something. But it's like both of the people had a perception of who the other one was back then. But the two of them are totally different now. And I was stressing to them to not get so caught up in who it is that they remember the person being and actually take time to get to know where the person is now, as opposed to just, kind of writing them off and prejudging them. But the whole thing that I say here, if there's anything, even if it doesn't have to do with this person, or if it has anything to do with past relationships or experiences, or if this is two people who are coming back together, anything that you feel that is blocking you in reference to this union or any union, this is a great activity to utilize to help you start to release and let go. Especially in the event, and I mean cross-watcher, if you're really trying to let go of a Taurus person, the last thing you need to be doing is watching a reading for them. I'm just saying, this may be for you. If there's somebody that's a Taurus that you're not with anymore, and it's time to move on, then, this may be for you. Write your worries and concerns or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. That could be a way to release. Because another thing that I will say, if you're trying to get over someone and you're trying to move on, you most certainly should not, in any circumstance, be cross-watching the other person's readings. Because things like calling in a soulmate would be a trigger point that would make you cry until next week. So we don't want that. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, loving yourself first and heart-to-heart conversations to me is talking about, and this could be a whole process a person has gone through. It's like coming to a realization of how they feel about someone because they took the time to love themselves first, or saying that that's something that you want to do, and to be open and honest about what it is that you're feeling. Because when you open up to yourself, you can open up to others, It's not about hiding your emotions and things. So the first card that you have is the Ace of Swords. Then we have the Two of Wands. Holy God. And we have the Six of Cups. Dog, I felt this right here, but I was like, when I saw the Sun card, I wanted to say, like, this might be somebody from childhood. And then we got the Six of Cups. Like, I saw a vision of that, but I was like, I don't know if that card's here, so I'm not going to say it. So for some of you guys, yeah, because I do kind of feel that. I do feel like this may be like a reconciliation type of situation. But like I say, I tread lightly when I say that because um this, like how this looks, this would be absolutely and utmostly ideal, which really is not much different than the last Taurus reading. I'm just saying. But this is just a little less airy fairy. But the key is the cross watcher person is desiring to make plans and to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily think that has anything to do on the love front. I just feel like it's like, when a person comes to a point in their life when they're like, you know what, I think I'm ready to settle down. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. But the thing that I'm seeing with this Ace of Swords is more or less like an honest communication of one's intentions and feelings. So this can even be somebody new that you're dating. You know what I'm saying? Um, like with this Knight of Pentacles, this could be someone that Taurus just met and is getting to know. And this person coming to this realization of like, wow, I could really see myself with the Taurus person. Like I can really see this going somewhere. And this truth that's communicated is literally that. It's like, I see a future with you. I want to have a future with you. You know what I mean? And it's them making an offer of, a very sweet, innocent love that's going to bring out the absolute best in you. Like something that's going to, like, it's going to be very fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be, like, I think it's almost like, because I'm looking at this, the Six of Cups and the Sun, it keeps bringing me back to that. It's almost like something that'll make you feel like a kid again, almost. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a clear communication of that and a very tangible offer of something that's going to stand the test of time. So this can go two ways. It could be from a person you knew in your past, like a person you knew in your childhood, right? Or this could be from a person, and I already told you I stress that heavily. This could be from a person that you dated past tense, but it would be like a Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel kind of situation, right? And other than that, this would be a whole new person. And then for my couple people, you know what I mean? It's actually kind of funny. I would see this calling in your soulmate as almost trying to, like, it would be someone who's been heavily in prayer. Like if you're married, you've been heavily in prayer for your partner's old self to come back. You know what I'm saying? Because in that sense, I'm sensing something either like a health crisis, a job loss, or something that, or God forbid, the loss of a loved one, but something that made them step out of alignment with the person that you fell in love with. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's been a recent sign that they're kind of getting back to who it is that you know them to be. And if there hasn't been a conversation, I would most certainly want to initiate that, especially if this is in the case of, either them seeking grief counseling or you guys needing to go to marriage counseling. So there's like a renewal of the true love that the two of you experience. Because I really feel like if this is a married couple, like these are people, like the two of you really, 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 really love each other. Like really. It's almost like one of those soulmate type of marriages. You know what I'm saying? And you've been married for a while, but things just got kind of off track for stuff that I don't feel it has anything to do with either of you. Like, I don't feel like it's cheating or anything like that. I just feel like it was a life circumstance, either finances or, loss of a parent or something along the lines of that, job loss that kind of hit the person's confidence. And they ended up becoming outside of themselves. But yeah, man. But I feel like it was a little bit of self-nurturing that needed to go on. But I feel like they're going to more or less, it's like a dream come true in the sense that they're realizing how those shifts and changes in them were affecting the marriage. And it's them coming clean and saying like, I know I haven't been myself since I lost my job. I know I haven't been myself since my mama died, since my daddy died, whatever. And you guys, almost like renewing your vows, because I see it in the sense of like a recommitment to each other, but it's a recommitment to the true love that brought you together in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to toss out the dice of resonance, you know? I like how this is just very practical, you know? It's very, very Taurus-like, you know? So if you're not familiar with the dice of resonance, it is the 12 zodiac signs to clarifying die of sun, moon, and rising. The different roles a person could play in your life. And then you have the ability to ask a yes or no question. So if you want to do that, formulate your question now, N-O-W. You could pause me and then unpause me when you have your question. So we have Taurus. We have Scorpio. If this is a Taurus and Scorpio couple, that's like ideal. That's like your perfect match and stuff and whatnot or whatever. But anyway, then it doesn't matter if Taurus or Scorpios and their sun, moon, and rising. We have crush, and the answer to whatever question you asked is no. So Taurus, Scorpio, crush, doesn't matter if it's in their sun, moon, or rising, and the answer to the question is no. So Taurus, that has been your not twin flame energy. I just accidentally stuck my finger in my nose. I didn't mean to do that. But this has been your extra This Is Not a Twin Flame reading, February reading. And let me know in the comments what you think. I love your freaking face, and I'll see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.